Change is good. I hate change. I always have. I remember I had a dear boss, and it was at a job that I liked a lot. And I remember she came to me one day and said that she was moving on. And I was so upset. I was so bummed. I was just miserable. And she just smiled and said, "It's okay, Carrie. Change is good." It was the first time I'd ever heard that exact expression, "change is good." And I immediately disagreed. Change is not good. No one was going to be as good a boss. She wasn't the main boss, but she was one of my bosses. And I was right. The person they got in to fill her shoes. And so I've had to deal with this, learning this phrase, and then at the same time, knowing that change happens. You can't deny it. It's going to happen. And according to, what's his name? I'm thinking Einstein, but it's not. Or is it? Oh my gosh, I've got my experts mixed up. But anyway, change is inevitable. And whoever is the most able to meet the changes of our environment are the ones who live, who succeed. So that is something that I've always thought of since I had that exchange with my ex-boss, my former boss. But it didn't really help much because change still, in my opinion, wasn't all that good. Now I'm in a situation where I'm a part of this club and I have served as president for a year. And there's a new slate coming in, and it's time for change. There'll be new blood, there'll be new faces, and there'll be new crazy ideas. I'd like to take a moment, though, to step back and look back at this last year and some of the faces that were helpful and that made a difference to our club. We'll start with Wida, who was our faithful Sergeant at Arms, and he stepped up to serve even though his schedule was already full and that he had to miss many Fridays, but he still took the job and he gave it his all. And then, of course, the COVID-19, now he's in not being able to be with us, or not able to be with us, but I can still see his smile, and I can remember how much he enjoyed coming to NPS. And Greg today and several of you have all been stepping into this role, and we keep it going. And so we miss Rita, and we appreciate all of you for stepping in. Arnie, our secretary, many, many times over. Seriously, I can't remember in my 7 years here a time when Arnie wasn't secretary. Talk about a labor of love, huh? And speaking of love, Arnie loves small bills and now even cryptocurrency. And he's always keeping our books in perfect order. He's always answering the questions that we need and pushing our team to earn all the incentives that we need. And incentives add up. Carl. Carl is the secretary who knows all. He prepares he prepares the agendas for our executive meetings, which was a surprise benefit and will be for any incoming president. He maintains the records, the files, and he takes minutes at all the meetings. It's quite a task. But more than that, Carl is a confidant. He's a lot of help to anyone who has questions, and he's a great friend. And I remember in my first few months here, I was signed up to go to the conference, and Carl got me hooked up. He told me who to meet. He had a list of people. When I got to the airport, I had people texting me with a ride share available, and it was all because of Carl. And it's things like that you kind of don't forget. Stacy, who's our VPPR extraordinaire. VPPR. Say it with me, VPPR. It's a lot of fun to say that. I don't know why. I've done the role a few times, but I think it's more fun to say it than to do it. But don't let that fun name fool you, because it's a tough job. And Stacy took to it like Ariel took to land. I was going, no, seriously, I was going through our Facebook page, and I'm looking at all these pictures and these candid shots that she's uploaded from our meetings back when we got to hang out with each other. And she caught conversations. She caught smiles and hugs. She caught these little moments of gold that I believe bond our club. And she's also so much fun to work with on a committee. And she's hardworking and easy to get along with. So it's been great having Stacy. Scott, I don't think you're here. Are you here today, Scott? Oh.
No, he's not here.
Well, Scott, while dutifully studying in a difficult project or difficult study at MPS, my brain, boop, and taking care of his young family, Scott took on the vice president of membership, a very tough job, a seemingly innocent looking, super tough job. His laughter is contagious, and he brings a smile to every meeting when he can make it and when he can join us and do it. And we've stepped in to help out where he can, and it's been great getting to know him and his family. Tatiana, do you know what's involved with being vice president of education? I mean, literally, you become the Pathways Patrol. You have to keep up with every single member's progress. Have any of you had help from Tatiana scheduling a speech? Raise your hand. Yeah, look at that, all of us. Yeah, it's a tough job, maybe the toughest, but Tatiana can overcome any tough task anytime. And she also knows the best way to deliver news or to talk about others to a touchy subject. And I've had several conversations with her where I asked her advice. How do I say this? Or what do I do here? And she always knows what to say. So I appreciate that. And that's just this slate. We had Julie Rollison, Allie Mackey, Steph Robinson, lots of friends from committees that we worked on. And you may think I forgot the most important and most often less noticed role was the immediate past president. For me, that was Annette. And Annette, what can I say? Your encouragement and willingness to listen has been invaluable. Any trouble, call Annette. Tough decision, call Annette. Want to feel happy? Call Annette. It's true. It is impossible to get off a phone call with Annette and not feel hopeful and happy. And on that note, I'm sorry for our incoming president, because I will never fill those shoes. But I will try. And that's where you all come in. You will soon hear the nominees for this upcoming term. And I urge you to serve this club with your votes. If you're nominated, fear not. You are joining the most kind, most helpful group of people who will help you succeed, no matter what role it is. It's time to vote, and it's time to serve. Change is good, not? I guess it's time to rethink that position. Change is good. Yes. Madam Toastmaster.